Hi guys, so today we'll be trying out this stamp and die set that Die Press was brought to HSN ahead of the October 29th, I think, craft day. I might have said 28th before, that is my brother's birthday. The 29th is the Tuesday. So anyway, it's the Merriest Christmas stamp and die set. It's a pop-up set, it says. So let's check this out. So they did send this item free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links down in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. Very cool. With YouTube and HSN, it might be embedded in the video here, or down under the video it might say shop, something like that, and the links will be there. This is so cute. This is saying very cool. I like the snowman. That's a nice size. I mean, look at this big guy. So let's check this out, and like I said, it says pop-up, so we will see what that is all about. Two big stamp sets. Look at the gifts, how cute. And then the Christmas trees. These are acrylic stamps. I know people always wonder materials of stamps, so there you go. Your standard issue items. Again, with this one you do have the elongated cutting folder, so you have the slimline, like longer adhesive sheets, the applicator, and some info on how to use those. If you are interested in getting refills, Die Press does have them on their site, unless they are currently sold out, but just keep that in mind there. And oh, there it is. I was like, oh, I thought I only felt one of these guys. So we have the snowman, you know, your mechanism, you have the gift and the tree and some other different icons here. So let's check out the instructions so we know what we're doing or what we're looking at. That starts with number 9, so this is number 1, and I'm assuming this is going to be the next one. Yeah, okay, so it's saying to start off with an A2 size card base. You're going to cut the mechanism, you're going to fold it up as depicted there, glue that and pop that into our card base. And then do a little more of that as we're following through here. Lots of instructions. You can see like every little step of that is depicted here. Then you're going to stamp in color and die cut the desired image. It looks like the die is going to cut them up in pieces, so we'll see that in just a moment, but I believe it's because of this, right? You're going to have these folds, so it's going to be in different portions. So it looks like, and then they're showing you what it looks like when it's closed and opened, right? And then some examples of how that might look there. So we're going to focus on the pop-up. You know, maybe I'll put some cute paper on the front, or maybe with the large sentiment set, the stamps, maybe we'll just do a quick stamping on the front there, and then we'll focus on this part. So we have those pieces that we saw. I mean, these are some big boys. Let's give you some measurements. This guy, metal to metal, is like about 6 inches, and this, yeah, just over 6 inches on that one. And this guy is about 6 inches tall. So what I think is very nice is that they gave you these stamps. So if you just want to put this like on a card, it's super cute. The way it gets cut up is from the die, so the die will cut, you know, make those lines there for you. So you can definitely use these icons, you know. I mean, there's just a lot going on. We have our sentiments, warmest wishes, this holiday season, winter greetings. Of course, these sentiments can also be stamped for the front of your card. Wishing you joy this Christmas, enjoy the gifts that this season brings, things like that. There's all kinds of cute little icons, little gifts, snowflakes, and then you have dies to cut those out too. So let's get right to it so we can focus right on making the card. When I come back, I will have an A2 size card base ready to go, and we'll go from there. So for my card, I think I'm going to use the snowman. So I'm going to use this blue cardstock for the card base. This was an A2 size piece of paper. All I did was cut in half, so 5.5 by 8.5, but we're going to score it at 4.25 to make our card base. If you have pre-purchased card bases, that's great. You know, whatever it is you like to use. So we have that, and then I'm going to cut the mechanism from the same blue paper. That way it just kind of blends in very easily. So I have that guy. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and get our mechanism right here. So we'll start there. I'm going to go ahead and just run that through, and for the marquee I can just trim this down, or however, just take a little bit off this side here, and that's why they give you the elongated cutting folder, so I can show you. That would fit right in there, and just run it through. And if you have any machine that cuts the metal dies, you can run these through that machine, as long as you have obviously the right width. For this guy, let me give you a quick idea. It's less than 4.25 inches, so this is about 4.25 inches wide, so there you go. But let's just run this through, we'll get that going, and we'll go from there. I guess we'll just stay here together. Alright. I did let that run off this side just a little bit, but we're good. Okay. Let me clean up just a little bit. I'll be right back. So we have our card base. That was basically step 2 on this part. Fold pop-up mechanism die cut. Score lines indicated in red. So I'm going to hold it the way it looks like in the instructions, so when you have this at home, you can follow along. So basically we're just making this into like, we're folding this score line, making it to like a square base. This one. So all the ones along the bottom here, basically we're just folding them in. Right? And then you have some score lines here, but we're not focusing on that right now. These guys, we're just bringing them in. And so step 3 would be to glue these guys together. So I'm just going to, actually it's step 4, sorry. Just get those glued together. And so there we go. Part of our mechanism is created now. Now, it doesn't really talk about scoring these other guys quite yet. It looks like we're going to score it up here, so I'll just wait. But if you want to pre-score, you know, that's up to you. Generally, I pre-score, but that's okay. So we have that ready to go. We're going to take this guy. This is a nice side facing, but however, that's what it looks like. About an inch down is what it says. Now, you can measure it, or you can eyeball that, right, what an inch is. So, I mean, an inch is about this much, you know, maybe a little bit lower there. And I would say that's about right there. You can definitely measure and put a little mark for yourself. They want you to put a little glue on this section right here. Just this top triangle. See, there's like a little triangle section. So follow that little triangle there. And again, about an inch down. And, you know, I mean, I can verify that that's an inch if I would like. Before I really go for it. I'll tell you, this ruler's so huge. Sorry. Ooh, yeah, I just need to squish it down just a little further. There we go. That's right on that edge. I'm going to go ahead and close this just to make sure that it's not being impeded, right? So I'm just closing that. Good to go. Okay, so we have that. That is step 5. So step 6 says to fold pop-up mechanism up at score line, making sure to also flatten the box. So it looks like this score line, remember we just glued it. So, I mean, it is fresh. Might need to wait, but at the same time, it did want to glue itself down, so that's good that we manipulated it right now. I'm going to score that really nice and flat there, and it's saying this is going to go up this way, and it says for that to be flat, so I'm just going to kind of give it a little push. Okay, so all I did was just fold it up on that score line. And now, fold pop mechanism, again, at remaining unfolded score line, which is this one. So it's going to kind of go back on itself this way, up to the center line. That's what it looks like, right? Unfold pop-up mechanism completely and apply adhesive to square area as shown. Okay, so we did that. That's B. Now C says to, step C on number 6, to open it back up completely and put glue right here on this little square portion. You can see that there. So let's do that. And then fold pop-up mechanism back, pressing to adhere square area to the right side of card. So again, we're going to do this. Just bring it back up here. And then just let it glue down in that section. Ooh, this is interesting. So I think when it opens, this is going to move somehow. And all that, but right now we're just gluing that down. Very, very interesting. Okay, we're gonna leave it alone for a minute because step 7 is to go ahead and stamp and color our whatever we're gonna do in here. So I'm gonna put this to the side for now and grab some paper. Now I can color this guy with alcohol ink markers, and that's great. Water-based markers, you know, whatever as you want. Probably alcoholic marker paper is what I'll be using. So let me grab this guy and some paper, and I'll be right back. I'm always working with scraps, and I'm always trying to save this. Like, that barely fits there, but maybe I can get them in like this. I think that might work. And then to put this in here, my little scrap of paper, all the way to the edge here. And that looks pretty good. Making sure I don't think, yeah, it doesn't have really anything extra, so it should be okay. And I'm going to use a hybrid ink. Again, with alcohol ink markers, you can definitely use water-based inks. there's a bubble here, so I'm going to let that bubble go, because what happens is it'll push up that area and maybe I'll ink it up, and then that ink will get onto my project. So if you see any big bubbles, just make sure to release them. You can see there's a little bit of ink here. Let me see. Okay, maybe that'll flatten out. Okay. I think I inked everything up pretty good. Should probably use my tool. Okay, very well. Okay, so I'm just going to clean this off and let that dry completely before we go in with our alcohol ink markers. I'm just going to go in and color this guy. Again, whenever I have something that's white, that maybe it's icy, I probably use the lightest blue that I have and try to get a little light blue in there, gray, whatever. But, you know, this video isn't so much about this. This one's still a little bit darker than I would like. So what I've been doing a lot of recently is using the blender to get rid of some of this color. I mean, that's probably all I want to do there. So what I do is I grab the blender, and again, a blender is really more like an eraser than anything. It doesn't really help you blend, but what I do is I kind of come in here and that lightens it up. And it might not take effect for a few seconds or a few minutes here, but I just kind of bring it through and try to get rid of a little bit of that. Okay, and I'm just going to color it, guys. Again, this tutorial or review isn't so much about the coloring, it's more about the construction. But, the berries are red. They're not the biggest berries here, so what I'm going to do is just make them completely red. And then maybe I'll come back after a few seconds and then just add a little more red in some areas, because sometimes that gives it a depth of color, even if it's hard to see right now. A little green. Again, maybe just a little something in there. Come back through with the lighter color. Just some simple coloring, okay, guys? So I will be right back. Finish that up, and we're gonna go ahead and cut this out. So he does have some little delicate hands. I know this is a big guy to kind of want to do an aperture with, but I think I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I'm gonna grab a scrap of paper for this. I'll be right back. So I'm just gonna take this. I cut down my other piece because we're gonna have to not glue them, but tape these guys together. Definitely not glue them together. And you're going to look for a flap, which for me is probably down here, that I think I can just hinge up. Sorry, I need to back up a little bit. I cut this down a little bit, but I just haven't finished cutting it. So let's get rid of some of this. Put this back in my pile of alcohol ink marker paper, so I can use that. And let's go ahead and get this guy run through here. This one is a big boy, so we're really going to want to make sure it doesn't shift, but we'll see how we can get that. So again, it does cut the pieces up like that. So there you go. But we're going to do it one more time, but this time don't take this off, just hinge it open so we can see where we're going to cut, and then we'll go for that. So let me see. That looks pretty good down here. I'm really focusing on the arms more than anything. So you just want to drop that right back in the same groove, right? And we're going to need a few pieces of tape for this one. I don't want that to move like at all. I'm going to use some really low tack tape though, because I don't want to hurt my coloring. So just making sure that's right back in the same groove. Put it there, maybe put this here. Okay, I'm going to run it through one more time. And hopefully we'll have our pieces that are cut pretty well. Sorry, I'm way back here. I'm holding it really tight to make sure it doesn't shift much as I'm rolling it through. And it's getting a little tougher when it gets to, that's some thick paper. The alcoholic marker paper. Okay. Oh, looking promising with what's left here. Sorry, a bunch of stuff on my counter now, my table. Very good. Yay! Okay, perfect. And then our last bit here. Okay, so let's move on with our instructions back. Have our pieces here. Now let's think about this. So what they're showing you right now is the tree, but of course it's going to be very similar for whatever it is. So the top of the tree should be stuck to this top portion here. So, oh, you know what? I'm going to fold it, let it do its thing, because I kind of want to see. Sorry, when I folded it, it just wanted to do its thing, and there it is. I just want to make sure everything's flexy and whatever words you want to use there. So, top part is his little head. Okay. So let's put that. Again, the example is for the tree, but that's the top of the tree. That's the top of the snowman, right? So let's just put him right on that top bit. Okay, I'm going to hold on to that. I'll be right back. Okay, so that's step 8. And let's check out step 9. Is to put the middle part. So this whole section right here, pretending it's just like straight down on this piece right here, like you have this rectangle, we're going to put the next part. This is so cute. Okay, so I'm going to line that up with the top of his little head, and I'm going to keep it pretty much right on there, right? Okay. Yeah, it matches right up. And then the last one says add adhesive to backside of remaining die cut image. Adhere below pop-up mechanism, making sure to align with the previous adhered die cut images. Okay, so this one we're just putting glue all over it, and you're gonna stick it down right here. I do have some little blue pieces from my aperture. Okay, let's see how this cute. So if I have that down, and then this lines up with the rest of what's going on here, right? I'm lining it pretty perfectly right under there. Okay, let's leave that alone. And then 11 just says open and close card to make sure image collapses when card is folded and pops up when card is open. So as you can see what he looks like, look at that. Okay, it's still a little bit wet, but let's go ahead and go for it. See the wet right there. So I'll let that adjust as we work with this. I'm going to train it a little bit and give it a nice fold. Open it back up. Oh my goodness. And so it just got a little crinkly little crease right here. All right. So hopefully we have it kind of worked out, right? So there you go. Cute. All right, well, there's our little guy. So that is the step-by-step for that. You know, super cute. Let's put a little cover on this and I'll be right back. I just grab a piece of cardstock 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. That's the kind of matte layer I like. So I'm going to glue this on here. We have, you know, again, your Christmas stamps, oversized. You have the stamps that come in the kit here. I grabbed the cut-aparts from the Happy Holidays inserts. So I'm just going to pop this on here. Again, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. That's what I like. It is right on the edges there. And it's just a slightly different color blue. I don't know if you can even tell. It looks the same, but there you go. I'm just going to take this to my guillotine and cut that down, but of course you can use a die or something like that if you want to make it look more spectacular there with a nice shape, you know. Let me see. I'm just going to go for a simple cutout like this. And again, I'm eyeballing things at this point, but if you want to take measurements, you can definitely measure that and know, okay, it needs to be 2 1/4 or however. I mean, look, that's pretty great. Take a little bit off this side. And a little off this side. It looks like maybe 2 1/2 inches is what I'm looking at. Looks very cute. I'm going to go ahead and line this out with another, maybe some silver paper. And I'll be right back. Blue, so we'll do that, and that will be my front. Just again, it's something quick, and so we can focus on the construction. But there you go. And I'm just going to glue this to the front of my card. Okay, guys, just in time. My alarm went off to pick up Miranda, and she'll be very excited. She has trunk or treat tonight, so she loves doing that at school. So that's today, and she will have a lot of fun there. So there you go. How cute is that? Again, you have stamps. You can decorate the inside, with, you can add more, to your little gifts. This is stuck down, so like, if you want to embellish it with like different little gifts and things, you can definitely do that. Super cute. It's very easy to work with. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks so much to Iron Press for sending this item for review. I'll have images come up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.